Continuing on the idea of getting a yes from more clients on larger projects, we wanted to give you with a couple of more advanced financing options that you can present to your prospects or clients in order to get that yes. So let's dive right in and take a look at some of the additional financing options that we use to get the deal closed and to scale business. And to do that, we're going to dive in with some examples. Now, as a core concept, we always want to present the project pricing as options, not just giving them a yes, no, but giving them A, B, or C as yes options. And the idea here is that we just want to cover our costs within the down payment. If we're going to be outsourcing any of this, white labeling any parts of the project, or we have to buy software licenses or whatever, we want to make sure that we cover our cost with the initial payment so that we're always operating in the profit. In other words, minimize our risks by getting plenty up front. And so we're just going to dive right into an example scenario. We're going to assume that we are calling on a local business and we are going to sell them on a 6-month local SEO campaign. We're also going to be giving them Nurture Ninja for some marketing automations, and then we are going to use 5-Star Ninja for some reputation management. So how are we going to break out the pricing? Well, first off, we need to understand our cost versus the price. And so when we calculate our cost, we know that if we're going to use a white label SEO, then the cost on that are $389 per month. We know that Nurture Ninja is going to cost us $100 a month, and we know that 5-Star Ninja is going to cost us $35 a month. So total, we're at $524 per month. $524 a month. We're going to assume that this is a 6-month campaign, so we're just over $3,100. Now let's price it out. And to do that, I recommend, first off, never breaking out the individual pricing unless a client just absolutely has to. I hate the idea of pricing out individual light items because it just gives them a chance to do what I call the flea market negotiating strategy, where they just take one line item off and then put one on, and we're just piecemealing a solution together. But if they absolutely have to have it, or just for the sake of you understanding where we're going with this, let's take a look at it. For local SEO, let's do $750 a month. On a 6-month campaign, $750 a month, we're already looking at a good project. For Nurture Ninja, I'm going to say $350 a month. Depending on how much of this you're doing, like if we were running the ads that were then putting the leads into a nurturing sequence, that $350 a month would be closer to like $1150 a month or $1550 a month. So Nurture Ninja at $350 a month is a steal for those automations. And then 5-Star Ninja, we're going to do $100 a month, which is also relatively low, but we've got a pretty good gig going here at $1,200 per month. So let's present these options. So first option, as we said, it would be a minimum 6-month campaign. So our first option would just be monthly. It would just be $1,200 a month at $7,200 if they just paid month to month, right? And this is under contract, so they don't get the option to do 2 months and then back out of it. This is a contract. It's just a payment of paying monthly. However, it's always better to have the money up front. If we can get money paid in advance, we would rather have that. Personally, at our agency, we would. If you like having the additional money, then it just totally depends on what your financial situation is. But we would extend the option to where if they wanted to do $3,000 down today and then $3,000 down in 3 months, we would definitely grant that for them. So it saves them $1,200. Basically, it saves them 1 month of the payments by paying up front. Or we would give them the opportunity to pay $5,200 and pay all 6 months right up front. If they wanted to do that, they're saving quite a bit of money. They're going to save $2,000, but they're going to pay all $5,200 right up front. And keep in mind, our cost on this thing is just under $3,150. So at $5,200, we're still in good shape, right? And then there's some other ways that you could help close this deal. One option would be to throw in something for free, like logos, or in this case, we're going to use Social Dashboard Ninja. So if we throw in the Social Dashboard Ninja for free on the 6 months, we have $210 in total cost. We're going to profit like a little over $2,000 on this if they took the best payment option. So we can extend, we have plenty of room in here to extend some freebies to help them just sign the dotted line, right? The other ways that we can do this is, one way is to discount in exchange for a testimonial. And so we might give them, if they were going to pay the $3,000 down and the $3,000 in 3 months, we might knock $1,000 off of that in exchange for a testimonial or a case study. We'll go into greater detail on that in just a second. Next, we might discount them in exchange for a referral for closed business. This is a very effective strategy. I highly recommend it. We'll dive into that one in just a moment. First, let's take a look at the discount for the testimonials. Anytime you're trying to get into either a new niche or a new market, like a new area or anything like that, it always helps to have testimonials, right? It can never hurt to have people saying good things about you. And especially when it's a larger or more prominent client that other businesses may know. By having good things said about you from a well-established authority figure, you establish credibility as a subject matter expert. So providing a discounted rate in exchange for a testimonial could prove very valuable. It's especially good for well-known clients or clients in a specific niche. So big name brand, what we mean is well-known clients or clients within a specific niche. So big name brands or somebody that's really well known in a community or around you would be one option, or clients in a specific niche, maybe like nonprofits, for example, or maybe just take your pick, any specific industry. Either one of these, a well-known testimonial or a very credible testimonial, will help a lot. Letterhead in the logo is always good, but video is king. In other words, if they'll write you something and say you can use our logo on it, put it on a letterhead, and they write, XYZ agency did a great job for us, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if they'll do a video testimonial for you, it's even better. We recommend just, take it out, film it on your phone. As soon as they'll say yes, just get the video testimonial done. You just make sure you film it in landscape and upload it to your site or your YouTube channel or whatever, but video is king. So the other ways that you can present this for the payment options plus the testimonial pitch, like for instance, if we did the $1,200 a month for 6 months, that would be the $7,200. We might do $900 a month times 6 months plus a video testimonial. That's $5,400. So you're still profiting over $2,250. You're operating in the black all the time. In other words, you're never in a profit because you're more than covering each month's cost. And you got a video testimonial from somebody who is hopefully an authority figure, a well-known client, or a client in a specific niche. And I'll give you a real-life example of this. There is a high-end gastropub. It's a gastropub is basically like craft beer and great food. And there's a very high-end one local to where I am. And they wanted to be the first in town that had a mobile app. So in exchange for a mobile app, I basically had spoken with the owner multiple times and said, you're going to introduce me to 3 people of my choosing. You bring me the ones that you think would be good ideas, and I'll just pick. And then you're going to give me an introduction to those 3, whether it be a happy hour introduction or something. But you're going to get me in the door with 3 different potential prospects of my choosing. And one of these ended up being Terrapin Brewery, which it's one of the largest, if not the largest and fastest growing craft beer breweries in the country. They've been acquired by Miller Coors. I mean, they're in all 50 states now. Every Kroger and Publix around, at least in this region, and I know they operate in all 50 states. So it's just a huge, huge deal for our agency. It just provides a lot of real high credibility. Whenever we're dealing with anybody, it shows that we've dealt with clients that are, doing tens and tens of $1 million a year. They trust us to do the work that we do for them. It's just a wonderful way for us to close additional business. We've closed a lot of additional business because we have that testimonial. And because of that testimonial, we literally got that asking, for a referral. So let's look at how we could do that in more direct terms. So virtually every partnership or every business has partnerships, right? So every vendor, distributor, they have clients, they have friends, whatever. A lot of business owners hang out with other business owners or influencers in business. So that is a good place to start. And what do we do with it? Well, ask them for an introduction. Just like I was talking about with that gastropub. Having the testimonial will help you, but in order to get the testimonial, we have to get in the door. And so asking somebody for an introduction with a vendor, a distributor or client or friend, that's a heck of a lot easier than asking them for an introduction to their competition. They certainly don't, if you're really providing good value to a business, they don't want you to go offer that to their competition. So asking them about vendors, distributors, anybody that's in their supply chain or whatever the situation is, they have other referrals that they could give you. And so I would offer them a discount and for a referral that results in closed business. And there's a line that I use all the time when I am presenting to clients. I will tell them, usually in our first or second meeting, if I'm pretty sure that the deal is going to go through, I'll tell them that my next client is going to come from you. And I tell them that because not only am I going to give you a discount for a referral, or I'm going to give you some kind of freebie or whatever it is for the referral, but also I tell them I'm going to knock this project out of the park that you're going to be excited to tell other people in business about it. And so another real life example of this exact scenario, we have a local client who started with a relatively small project for us. It was about $6,500, just under $6,500, call it $6,400. It was for a website redesign and Local Business Ninja to help them with their online visibility in the local market. $6,400 is a fairly low-end project for us. However, it resulted in them referring to us to a client that ended up doing over $20,000 with us. That project was $21,500, just right at it. And so off of a $6,400 project, which is relatively low dollar amount for us, we ended up with a more than $20,000 project, which is, that's where we like to be. We like to stay in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. So it was a great referral for us. And what did we give them in order to incentivize that? We gave them a year of Social Dashboard Ninja. 1 year for Social Dashboard Ninja. That cost for us is $420. They gave us a referral for somebody that did more than $21,000 worth of business with us. They are as pleased as they can be. They use Social Dashboard Ninja all the time, and because we gave it to them free for a year, they're still talking about us to other places. So it's a great way for you to really make it a reality. When you tell a client that my next client is going to come from you, it's going to come as a referral, make that happen. And you can do that by offering them either free up service, in this case, Social Dashboard Ninja, or an actual discount off their monthly payment. Doesn't stop there. You can get additional creative financing options in play. There are multiple different business models for this. One such business model is called pay per lead. And that's where a client pays for a setup fee, and then they pay for a price per lead that you bring them. This is a very common model for somebody that's doing lead generation through like pay-per-click ads. And I've found in my experience, it's been very effective in select niches like tree service, roofers, snow plowing, and things like that. I've heard of people doing it with limousine services. The options are endless, but those, in my experience, those have been really good industries for a pay-per-lead scenario. And Nurture Ninja makes this incredibly easy to justify because you can actually agree with your client in the beginning, what is the value of a lead? And they should be able to tell you that. If they have some understanding of what their business model is, they'll be able to tell you about what a lead is worth. And so Nurture Ninja can show how many leads come in, what's the value of that, and at the end of the month, you'll be able to say they've paid you X number of dollars, but you brought them in Y number of dollars. And in this case, hopefully the number of dollars you brought them in per lead is greater than what they paid you, so it's a win-win scenario for both of you. There is another form of that that's fairly similar, that's basically just a straight commission structure. And what that means is you get paid upon closed business. As opposed to getting paid per lead, you get paid per closed business. This option is one that is real iffy, right? So I would encourage you to be very careful with this one. It can be difficult to track it correctly, and then you can get into some debate or disagreement with clients about where a lead came from. Did you get it? Did they close it? They may be a little more hesitant to pay you, and so this one can be it has unique challenges to it, so to speak. One way to help this work that I recommend is a minimum monthly payment plus the commission. So in other words, at least get enough monthly minimum payment agreed upon to cover your costs, whatever those may be. And then if you want to try it with the commissions, if you have a really good relationship with a client and it makes sense, then that may work out really well for you. This may work better in higher end industries. Maybe if you were doing some kind of lead gen for attorneys or something like that, where the sales cycle may be a little longer, but you may have a bigger paycheck at the end of it. It may make a lot of sense. Just be careful with this one. Let's keep moving forward with these. You can do a sliding scale or tiered structure. Basically, it's similar to pay per lead, but the amount goes up and or down as needed. So, in other words, maybe on our agreement, we might get paid $300 per lead for the first 5 leads, and then $200 a lead for the next 5 leads, and then $100 a lead for every lead after that, right? It's just a way for you to slide the scale accordingly to make it fair for both parties, but that is another way that you can get creative about it. Another way that I actually like a lot is through an affiliate program. Basically, affiliate software is just automated software that tracks sales. It tracks the origin of traffic for where sales come from. And you can do that either through software that's specifically designed for that. It actually tracks it on the click, uses a cookie in their browser, and it tracks the client all the way through to the purchase. Or you can use it with coupon codes. So if you have a specific coupon code, saves the client 10%, but that coupon code is unique to you, then they would know that you were the one that brought them there. This is really good for e-commerce or anything that includes online ordering. So the way that this might look would be you are running pay-per-click ads, but you're running them through your affiliate link. So they might be paying you a lower monthly rate for you, the flat rate for you to be doing the pay-per-click ads, but all of the ads are going to go through your affiliate link, so you might make 15% on every sale or whatever it is. It's very similar to the commission structure, but having the affiliate software in place allows for it to be tracked automatically, and it keeps it very fair and transparent to both parties. Another option that you can use is delayed payments. And so with this one, just be aware of the prospect of the client that you're talking to. Be aware of their tax position. Are you close to the end of the tax year? Ask them if they are on a calendar tax year or if they're on a fiscal tax year. Maybe their fiscal year ends in July and maybe you're in mid-June and they're trying to wait until after. Well, you can delay the payments to begin until the next cash year, or you can load them into this year if they need to take the payment, whatever. Be aware of cash flow situations like seasonal things, like a snow plowing group. If you're doing lead gen for a snow plowing group, they're not going to have many leads in the dead middle of summer. It's not impossible that they wouldn't get like a commercial contract set up then. It's just unlikely. So just be aware of where they are in like a tax year or in the cash flow for their seasons. Be aware of that kind of stuff when you are setting up the payments. The idea behind delayed payments is I never want to get the objection that, well, when we have enough money, we'll get started. If you are pretty confident that that business is going to indeed have enough money, go ahead and get started. What I'll do on this, if I can keep my costs low enough, it just depends on the situation, but if I can keep my costs low enough, I'll go ahead and tell them, okay, look, if we're going to do a 8-month agreement, just for easy math, let's say we'll do a 10-month agreement, $1,000 a month, so it's $10,000. And I understand that you can't pay me for the first 90 days or whatever. So what we're going to do is on day 120, so on month 4, you're just going to pay me for all 4 months right then. And then after that, so month 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be $1,000 a month each. So $4,000 in month 4, or you could do $3,000 in month 3, etc. However you need to do it, just be aware of how you can go ahead and get creative with the payment schedule. It does a couple of things. One, they'll appreciate the gesture even if they don't take you up on it. And 2, it just shows some business acumen that you're not brand new to the business world and that you have enough experience to be able to help them in many, many ways. You're not just offering them lead generation or just offering them reputation management. You're also offering to help impact their business in any positive way that you can. It's just a great way for you to continue to position yourself as that subject matter expert. That's it for this training, guys. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a line in the group. We'll be happy to answer and help out however we can. We appreciate you sticking with us through this one, and we look forward to the next one. Thanks, guys.